friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different. I am always watching monthly favorites, Amazon favorites, Target hauls, Amazon hauls, all those kind of favorites, monthly favorites type of videos on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you also watch them. But I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to do something a little bit different. I wanted to share today some of my son's, Michael's favorites. And the reason why I'm doing this is I thought it would be really helpful to the autism community, even outside of the immediate autism family, more for family and friends who may have an autistic child in their family. I know every year, Christmas, birthdays, holidays, anything that you may celebrate can be difficult to find things, for the child. So I thought I would share with you today some of the things that Michael has been loving. Maybe this past month, some are new from Christmas of this year, last year. And then, just some are just things in general that Michael always seems to gravitate towards. I thought, I would start out and, share a few with you today. I will have everything linked below. Of course, every child is different, so this might not be something for your child or a family friend. Every autistic child is different. And with that also being said, I also want to mention these, of course, are good. I would say more for toddler range. Michael is going to be 11 in May, but he is not, I would say, as a neurotypical 11-year-old child. These things I can tell you right now that his twin brother, Alex, would not be interested in, just to give you an idea. So of course, use your own judgment, and you decide if any of these things might be good for your child, whether they're autistic or not. So the first thing I want to start with, and this one I'm pretty sure it wouldn't matter, is the Squishmallows, I believe they're called. This was a gift for Michael for Christmas from Santa Claus. And what I think that he likes about it is Michael's very sensory motivated. And of course they are so soft. I like it too. But this is good for him. He uses it really in his little tent that he has in his room, although I shouldn't say it's little. It's not little. But he also, he throws it around on the bed, and walks around with it sometimes. But this was a really big hit. So he seems to like the way it feels. And again, it is very, very soft. And I think really any child would love it. But this was the first thing that I wanted to start with. I have a pile here. I'm going to try to do as many as I can. We'll see. The next one is actually an old toy that he's had for many years now. And this is called the Crayon No Mess Crayon something or another like that. I will link all the real, the actual names of these things below. But we got this maybe, I don't know, I'm going to say 3 or 4 years ago for Michael. And he still uses it. So again, this is something that I know he likes. It does have, I think it needs to be replaced, the battery. Or wait, you have to turn it on. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. We still need to replace the battery. It has sound. You could change the colors, and it really just simulates, as you could see, like fingerprinting, but you're not going to have any of that mess on your hands, on your walls, on your rugs, on your floors. So this is another great idea. It's just something, again, it's also very sensory friendly. And I also think that is, of course, why he really enjoys it. So this is another one. Now, the next one, I may have to actually stand up and show you on a floor. This was a gift from his Aunt Chris this year. And I'll stand it up. Let me do it this way. So, you know that fidgets and poppets are very popular, even in neurotypical kids. I'm going to take a picture and I'll add a picture of what it looks like all together. There is actually another middle piece, which I think Michael has with him on the bus. So this is a very large poppet. And you know, poppets, you know, are great stress relief. I know even I get carried away with them, but he has been really, this was probably the biggest hit of Christmas this year. Loves it. You know, he loves it. We keep it on the floor in his room next to his bed, and I often go in there and he is popping away on it. But you know, it is nice and large. It keeps him busy really quite long, I'd have to say. You know, more than other toys, you know, keeps his attention. This poppet really does it. So thank you, Aunt Chris. This was a winner this year. Definitely loves it. And then this is the other half of it. So yeah, like I said, he keeps it on the floor next to his bed, and he you know, uses it whenever he wants to. And sometimes he takes it around the house with him. Like one piece this morning was in the living room, and the other piece was still in his bedroom, but he does like them. Okay, next one. The next one is actually fairly new. I believe these were also from Santa Claus this year, and these are these magnetic puzzles. Now there's a lot of magnetic puzzles out on the market, but I have to say these are probably one of my favorites that we ever purchased for him, that he uses and is easy to use, and I'm going to show you why. When you open it up, these are the puzzle pieces that are magnetic, and then on this side is the actual picture of the puzzle, what it looks like, completed, obviously. But there is a second one inside. So you're actually getting two puzzles in one book, and it's the same thing. This side is the magnetic, and then this is what it looks like. He loves these. And you know, Michael gravitates towards puzzles naturally, which sometimes I find, you know, kind of fascinating, but he does love to do these puzzles. Now they come in different themes, like this one is underwater world. These would be great. These would be great. 3+ for toddlers. You know, I think, you know, don't need to be autistic to use it, obviously. But that's this one. And then I got the fairy tale because, you know, Disney. But this one, again, you open it up, the magnetic puzzles on this side, what it looks like completed on this side, and then another one, the same thing. And you know, and I'm guessing this is Snow White, right? I believe that would be Snow White and Ariel, Little Mermaid. You know, they're not Disney, but you know, they're themed that way. So these two puzzles, again, really loves. Okay, so the next thing I have is these magnetic, these are also magnetic, little mazes, I guess, right? I guess that's what you would call them. Again, I'll have all the right names down below. But, so, this is magnetic, and you can use this, I can't do it this way, let me see if I could do it this way, to take the little balls and move them around, you know, around the, let me see, around the maze, basically. And this is really very good for eye-hand coordination. This, you know, I'm not that good. Obviously, I don't have any, but I think you get the idea. So I have a few different ones of these, and he does do it. He will sit here and do it. I think it really helps him work also on if you are, your child is, you know, goes to OT, occupational therapy. They often work on holding the pencil pen correctly, and you know, it also gives them the ability to practice that. Believe me, I've seen many a times of him doing this. So, you know, but it does promote that. So I think it's a good thing. And this one is, of course, these are all themed as well. And I think this one is themed for cars. And I think I have a dinosaur one. And I have a few other ones. But I think, and what I like about this too, oh, this one doesn't have, oh yes it does. It has a spot for you to put the little wand when it's done, so you don't lose it, unless he pulls it off, which could be a possibility. Okay, so the next one is, actually, I have a few books, and I may be, you know, a little biased, but this one's my favorite. But what I like about this book is that he picked it out. He picked it out because I don't even know where we were. Target, I think our Target has, you know, they redid their store, and they have an area now where the books and the magazines, mostly books, and they have seating. So it's almost like a mini library kind of, and he, you know, he likes to go through the books. And I think, you know, I don't think 100% Michael can read, but I do think he can recognize the words and follow along at times. So this is a Sweet Dreams book, and it is just, you know, filled with really pretty colorful pictures and sweet stories. And do I read this to Michael? No. And I'm gonna be honest with you, he will not let me sit and read with him. He will let his therapist, which is fine, I don't care, you know, I mean I do, but it's nice, you know, that he has somebody that he likes them to sit and read with. Often I will send them to school with him, because I know that the teachers and the paras there will go ahead and, you know, read it to the class, and he'll still get to enjoy it. A lot of times I just see him going through the books and just looking at the pictures. They're not even, you know, whether or not he is trying to read it, I couldn't tell you. But I do know that he enjoys it. So the next one is actually from Christmas, and this was the same thing. We were in Walmart, and this was the book that he grabbed. So I think this was Aunt Chris that picked this up too. So Aunt Chris had some really winners this year for Christmas, but it was, you know, How to Catch an Elf, and the same thing. I think, you know, Michael seems to love Christmas, and it's kind of hard to explain how I know that. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, there are certain things, but I think it's hard for me to explain as an autism mom how I know. I just don't know how to explain that, but trust me, he does. So again, another book that was really successful this year. The last book is actually Dr. Seuss, Lovey Things, and this one was just yesterday I gave him this one. And so though he hasn't really used it, you know, that much, that's why it looks like it's in such great condition. Again, I sent this in yesterday to school, and his teacher thanked me because all the kids enjoyed it in his class. So I was glad. And I think sometimes, I notice Michael goes for Dr. Seuss and, you know, thing 1 and thing 2. I think because he knows somehow that he's a twin. and I don't know, maybe that is what, you know, makes him want to read these books. I really don't know. But, you know, I think Dr. Seuss's Lovey Things are, you know, a winner again. So the next one is also, it says Jigsaw Puzzle Toy. This one, again, is a couple years old, and to be honest with you, I'm surprised it's still in the box. I don't even know how that happened. But this one is kind of cool because it comes in this, like, metal container. And let me take it off for you. And it has, everything is magnetic, and what you can do is, let me see if I can, these are all. I should have had this done before I turned that camera on, right? Okay. You know what? I'm going to show it in the picture how it is here. So you can put the puzzle up here and then have the pieces in here, and then you can add the puzzle pieces to the picture. And again, this is another one that he really likes to use. And you know, I think they're very colorful, the pieces. You know, they're pretty easy. They're nothing, they're really not even puzzles. They're just, you're making a scene basically. And I think, where is the, I don't know. That's what's missing. So, well, anyway, so it's not a puzzle. It's just a magnetic, I was saying puzzle, and I say puzzle too, but it's not really like a puzzle where, excuse me, like, you know, you put the pieces in. It's kind of like random pieces like this. And then you can just, you know, create a scene with them, like a different scenes. So that is another one that he really loves. And, you know, it's funny because I try to do, you know, puzzles with Michael as well. And again, the same as with the reading, he is not receptive to me sitting down and doing puzzles with him. Last Saturday, you know, we didn't have any therapy. We usually have a Saturday, one of our therapists comes Saturday morning. We did not have it. I think I dropped a piece. And so I wanted to sit down and do what she would normally do with him. And guess what? That didn't work. He wasn't having it. So, you know, I think, you know, my therapist always explained it's because you're mommy, and that's not, you know, doing work with mommy is not the same as doing work with a teacher or, you know, the therapist. So I try not to get too offended. The other thing is we have these little poppets, and these I wanted to encourage you to have these in your pocketbook, your purse, your backpack, whatever it is you carry. Keep a few in the car. These are great because even though they're little, you could take them everywhere with you. You can clean these really well, and they're helpful when you need them. We took these to Disney. I always keep a few fidgets in my pocketbook, in my backpack for the parks. Because, you know, I mean, for the most part, we didn't really have to wait, like in many lines, you know, with the DAS pass, you know, that's kind of eliminated. But, you know, sometimes even just eating, you know, in a restaurant, you need to have something for him to be a little distracted with. And these work. And the same with this. These are, you know, just another type of fidget. But definitely something that you can keep in your pocketbook. You know, if anybody ever saw the inside of my pocketbook, they would think I was strange. But you know what? You got to carry these things. Things are your tools as an autism mom, is to always be prepared. And I guess that's, you know, really what the focus is of my my video today. Is it's so hard sometimes to figure out things to get children on the spectrum. And, you know, if they are verbal, you know, they can actually tell you what you want. But when they're not, you know, you kind of have to, you know, guess, right? Really, you have to guess. I would also encourage you to reach out to the teachers, their therapists at school, to see what it is that they use there. You know, ABA or floor-based therapies are sometimes play-based. I don't think, in my experience with Michael, he was never really someone to play with toys. So it's different. It's a different way of having to, you know, plan out gifts. And like, you know, in my family, I'm really blessed because they really go an extra step to try to get something. They don't want to just get Michael a toy and know that he's not going to play with it. So every year, you know, they do ask, and you know, I try my best to give them what I can. So, you know, Easter is coming up, and I do think I'm going to do something for Easter, you know, to share with you about what we put in Michael and Alex's baskets. Not so much Alex. I mean, Alex, I can tell you, does love Poppets, and he has a little keychain one on his backpack. And yesterday I put a little one on Michael's. But, you know, just to give you an idea of, again, you know, what to get Michael. We know books are good, especially when he picks them out. And we know fidgets, but we have thousands of fidgets around. So, you know, we try to encourage different things. So that's it, my friends, for today. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you are new here, welcome. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video as well, and that you would consider subscribing. I do a lot of content on autism. My son is almost 11 years old and nonverbal, and I like to share our experience to kind of educate and help our community out. So I would love it if you would consider subscribing. And to all of you who haven't returned, thank you, my BFFs. I'm so happy that you came back and you watched my video today. I hope that you all have a great day, and I will see you next week. Thank you.